Man, they never try. So we roll with them. Stone with them. I mean,
Yo. What's up, everybody? UCB Uncommon Bar Podcast in the building. Bottom shelf and the one and only King Picasso in the building. How you
Yes,
be, brother?
sir. I'm good, man. Been away for a minute, man. I've been taking care of things, doing a lot. You know how it goes.
Yeah, been away for a minute. Now I'm back with the jump off. Who's that? Who is
Yeah,
that?
it's summer. It's summer here. It's summertime now, so we
Everything
back.
good though? Family good?
Yeah, man. Family good, man. Went took a nice little trip down to Philly
Okay.
and Mara, Ocean City. Good trip,
Yeah.
just a little getaway. You need those little getaways with the missus every now and then, you know?
Yeah. A rejuvenation.
Oh yeah, man. You still got a date. You still got a date.
Still got a date. You heard that, view? You still got a
That's
date.
right.
The dating does not stop once you get
Yeah,
married.
definitely does not. So you gotta pick your spots, find your spots, and still do that, you know?
Right. Very true. We got some things to discuss. A lot of things have been going on over the previous few weeks. Some will be, well, one in particular is very surface level and not too serious, but then there are a couple of very serious things that went on. One non-serious, although lives were lost. I feel like sometimes we get lost looking at things that really don't pertain to us. And while that's happening, things are getting slipped under our noses. So while we were looking for an imploded submarine with millionaires, and I only feel for the 19-year-old. That's who I feel for, the one who went with his father to spend some time. And then it imploded. They wanted to see Titanic remains. But as that search for the imploded suit, here comes the abolishment or the reversal of affirmative action.
Mm.
Before we knew it, would come up for air, and it was done. It was a done deal, and something that was uh, in progress for so long, and it took so long to achieve, was reversed and turned away so quickly before anyone could say or do much. And so here we sit, and my thoughts are just like, this is time for us to focus on HBCUs. You know, and why
Yep.
let's not go too crazy about not getting into Yale or Harvard on the Negro scholarship, so to speak. Let's go to the Howards and the Morgans and the Tuskegees and whatever else. Well, what do you think about that? About the reversal?
That's exactly what I believe. I mean, that's exactly what I feel should happen. It's like, it's like we always begging for their, we're always begging for others' acceptance or others' affirmation, affirmation of like,
Yeah, we want to be validated.
yeah, that's what I mean. That's the better word. Yeah, we were always seeking people's validation instead of saying, yo, you know what? All right, we'll go to our schools.
Right.
Y'all
You
can
have
have
it.
your schools. You can have Harvard. We don't you don't need those schools in order to be who you're going to be. So
Right.
that's my take on it. And while we're talking about the little boat that capsized, I don't those are millionaires doing what millionaires, billionaires doing what they do. So
Yeah.
then I don't care for them the same way they don't want to care for me had me or my family members
Right.
capsized. So so anyway, there were while that did happen, that got coverage, and what didn't get coverage is the boat of refugees, the 78 refugees that died off of Greece when
Mm-hmm.
their boat sank. Got
Very true.
very little to no coverage. Meanwhile, they spent all this time talking about these that boat or that submarine and spent millions of dollars in resources trying to find them, and it's
What a
crazy how
tragedy.
they spent so much money into trying to recover it and all that, and it's like here it is all over again. You know what I mean? The people suffer.
The people suffer, right?
The people suffer. Yeah.
Yeah.
People here in U.S. can't even You know what I mean? Can't find jobs and all, but they sending all this money. You know, they don't provide resources for our peoples, but they got money to send. Like they said, they got money for wars, but can't feed the poor. You know.
And National Geographic actually does a very good job of going down and letting us see the remains of the Titanic. So at any point, you can always get you a nice DVD set and
Yeah.
take a dive.
How about the finding the remains of the slave ships?
How about that? Nah, that's not interesting.
Yeah.
Who wants to look for that? That's
exactly.
Not right.
But the Clotilda did get discovered not too long ago. The last slave ship to come into America. Got found off on the coast of Alabama shoreline.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the Clotilda.
And
check that out.
You have to go down to look for it and see. We could go see it. Could we see it?
I'm not sure if we could see it, but they discovered it. You know what I mean? The last slave ship that came in, it was illegal. Slavery was already abolished, but they still snuck slaves in. How about that? They still snuck them in, and then they set the boat out.
And done.
Yeah, slavery was abolished, but yet, remember in the South, it wasn't like how now an announcement is made, everybody knows. It used to have to get from this state to that state, telegrams. It took days for stuff to, the information to really go through.
Right.
But about it, you know what I mean? So when they came through, but and that's another thing they don't talk about, how everybody that respect the abolishment of it, they was like, nah, this is our money. We still go bring in slaves. You catch us if you catch us.
No, y'all not free.
Yeah, no, we still get into this money.
Speaking of freedom,
some slaves.
Did you wear your red, white, and blue socks on July 4th? Did you put on your patriotic shirt? Shout out to Shirley Chisholm. I'm voting for Shirley Chisholm.
No doubt. Nah, man. I don't own anything red, white, and blue except for this hat, actually. But this is my brother's. Respect my bully clothing line.
Okay.
The brand.
Shout out to him. Listen,
Gangland.
I can't say that I am ever been yay, the 4th. I just think it's a great time to have the day off. I put it in the same category as Thanksgiving. We got the day off, and we're gonna get together and have some food. If we want, we can cook out. If we want, we can stay in and we just see some family members, and that's where it stops.
Yeah. It's always a good time to gather and eat as a family or hang out with your people and in good times instead of seeing them only at funerals and stuff like that.
Very true. Because the reality is, if it was June 6th, we'd enjoy it. If it was July 4th, or not 4th, July 7th, July 10th, it wouldn't matter. Right. Give me a day off, and I'm good with it. We can put someone on the time and have a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. The struggle sometimes becomes: are you dealing in the pageantry if you light a firework, or are you just saying, well, it's available, everybody else is doing it? Because it's kind of odd if you're just randomly firing off fireworks on August 13th. You kind of putting the spotlight on yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I wonder how that New York City spot shotter, that shot spotter thing worked last night. They must unplug that thing for the day. Let's just
let's just we don't need that right now, because it's just going off over here, over there, over there.
Yeah. But if you do that August 13th, they'll be there. Right. Like you said.
Speaking of which, there's also the case of Carlissa Hood and her son in Chicago. The Maxwell's shooting in the hot dog stand, popular 24-hour. They got a few 24-hour spots where they do hot dogs, most famously, but also hamburgers, chicken burgers, whatever, French fries, and people go there all the time. And this was June 18th on a Sunday evening, late night. I think it was around 11. And she went in to get some food and ended up in a verbal confrontation with another gentleman by the name of Jeremy Brown, and things got violent.
Did they ever say what was it about?
Now, see, there's the thing, because I don't know what, and you watch the video and you just hear him saying, say another word or say something else. And it's, you know what I mean? And then he just commences to start wailing on her, like literally
Mm.
wailing on her. I mean, people will say, like, wailing on her like a man. Like, you just, why are you wailing on this person for something? Even if she said something, I don't believe there's nothing that a woman can say, or a man, but more importantly, a woman in this instance, that should bring you out of character. Meaning, if this is who he was, rest in peace. But if that's who he was, then she didn't have to do much to bring that out of him. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
what are you supposed to do as a 14-year-old when your mother is like, yeah, go get the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like this man is whipping on your mother.
well, you go get the thing, and this is why you have the thing.
This is why you have the thing.
The,
It's
the good old equalizer.
because what is a grown man? First of all, I mean, I don't have a problem with it, and I'm not going to get into her personal life, but I do feel like you, as a married man, I'm not married, but I do feel like if I was either dating, cohabitating, or even married with someone at 11 o'clock, if my lady is hungry, I'm probably going to go get the food myself. I don't know
Yeah,
if I'm sending her out there. And listen, if she's single and that's just what it is, I don't know what her marital status is, but on some level, here is part of the systematic issues that we have within our society, within our world as you know, African American people or
right.
African people in this country, that there's a disconnect. Like,
Yeah,
where's the male of the household to do this? If there was one present, but if there's not one, there is a problem because there should be.
right. It should be. There's a lot of layers to, or a lot of things to unpack with that situation. It's like, one, I'm pro Second Amendment. You know what I
Okay,
mean? So I think you should have that thing as the great equalizer.
okay, it should be
Because we
available.
all it should be available, in which that case it was. So
It
and
was it was
that
definitely
and
there.
it was definitely there, and this is why you have it. So and she defended herself, defended her life, and as a result, he lost his
Lost
life.
his.
Yeah,
They
and
they
so
they arrested both mother and son. Of course,
mhm,
the son is a minor. They have not released his name, and I think that's a good thing.
that is
And
a good thing.
they were charged first, and then their bond was set at like 3 million, which I thought was kind of crazy. And then they dropped
Yeah,
the charges. Thankfully, Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox, shout out to her, decided these we got to drop these charges and let these people walk out of here. You
hmm
know, thankfully.
yeah. I mean that's the right thing to do, and like I do have a thing where, like, one thing my father always taught me was that the tongue is mightier than the sword, and and he would say, there's a lot of times where the things somebody can say will hurt you more mentally. Of course, physical fighting is one thing, but that
Right.
pain goes away. The effect of that blow that you know might catch will go away, but the pain of a mental beat down will never go away. So some men can't take that, and they mean it when they say another word, because they at their limit. They at
Right.
their limit, and you still say it, and then they lose it. The cup runneth over,
Right.
and and they can't. There's nothing they could do. It's beyond their control.
Well, we
So
don't know what that man went through previous to this situation that night. They're not providing an excuse, but just
right,
to have this man who went through whatever and whatever she went through, and whatever this young 14-year-old child may have seen throughout his life growing up out there in Chicago up until this point. You know what I mean? That he was able to go and do that and actually knew what to do to carry out whatever needed to be done to protect his mother. You know what I mean? At the end
right,
of the day, he protected his mom, and I'm glad that they are out and home. I do feel for the family of the dead young person, the young man that lost his life. But there's so many other underlying stories that we may never, what I mean, get to
Right.
to
Well,
to.
the thing is, did you see how his family acted out afterwards?
I didn't see that.
Okay, so that's what I did see, and I said if the way his family acted after this, I said if it was pretty telling on kind of how they say show me your friends and I'll tell you what you are, what you about.
Mm,
When he got killed, his family acted out. They made shirts talking about knockout king. Yeah, they painted his cat. They had a picture of him holding all this money on a casket. Like they bought the casket,
right.
took it to some place to get, or maybe got some sort of little sticker where you just peel onto it, and it's like he was like they glorified him and his death in with not just because not saying we gonna glorify him because he was a great man, but they glorify him with ignorance and saying knockout king. His kids is wearing shirt talk about knockout king, and a few other things that I saw, and I said, wow, this is
That's very
you
telling.
can, yes,
That's a
on
lot.
why. Yeah, and it kind of was like, he maybe he had it coming to him, and this is but they I don't, anybody who's seen the pictures know what I'm
Right.
talking about, and
Listen,
it
karma
was
is a
when
mother. I'm gonna look that up
it
when we get done.
yeah, ignorance breeds ignorance, so yeah, and the crazy thing is, I always say will be quick to extend the courtesy. Like if that was a white woman yelling like that, he would be, would he have taken those same steps? And I
Mm,
don't think so. The
yeah,
conditioning we have as a people, I feel like we're
valid point.
conditioned to be quick off the rip with each other,
Yeah,
but
valid
to be passive and and resort to great lengths to not
restrain
uh
ourselves.
have that, yeah, to restrain, resort to great lengths to keep the show restraint. And that's what I don't. Now, if you keep that same energy with everybody, I ain't got no problem with it.
Right.
But I don't think we don't carry that same energy with with them other people than we like we do with each other.
Very true. Listen, before we get out of here, because we only got about 5 minutes left, I waited because this don't need much time, but it just needs to be mentioned. The BET Awards happened since last we all got together, and it's a shit show. It looks like a Victoria's Secret event for the women. They're dressed well, they're scantily clad. Pretty much everybody's wearing lingerie. The audience is all types of. Here's my problem, and Tyler Perry bought BET, so I want to see if he's gonna fix this to what it should be—a classy event that celebrates Black excellence as what it was supposed to be at one point. But in the crowd, you have this young woman performing her song. Pound Town, just left Pound Town. I'm out town, thugging with my rounds, my coochie pink, my booty hole brown. With my nigga, he just took a bitch down. Yeah, that nigga did a bitch down. Yeah, nigga, eat me out Pound Town. Just left Pound Town. With my nigga, he just took a bitch down. This is happening in the audience. She is rapping this out loud in her, and then here comes Christine Rock. I'm not even gonna pregnant, twerking on her. This is going on, I guess, in between a commercial break or whatever, and somebody filmed it. And I'm just looking at that and I'm saying, you people have their reservations about the Jay-Z's, the Beyoncé's, the quote unquote gatekeepers, the things of that nature. At the end of the day, without even getting into that conversation, how do you think that those kind of people are going to go there? Because beyond being rappers and singers and entertainers and whatever else, you know what they are? They are parents who may want to go to the award shows so that their children can see the rappers that they're listening to and the R&B artists. And you are supposed to be subjected to Pound Town in the audience, people twerking, everybody's nipples are out and lingerie. Like, I don't know what we're gonna do. I hope Tyler Perry got an answer.
Listen, I did not see the BT Awards. I haven't watched the thing.
I didn't see it, but I saw a
Years.
clip. I said, "Oh, this is."
I didn't see no clips. I think if you if somebody watches BT Awards, yes, I do judge you. Including my wife. You know, she would say that she's watching it for entertainment, but yeah, the whole time I'll judge her too. If I see her watching it. But yeah, you know, it's like BT for a long time. To me, has stood for like brutal, uh, brutally embarrassing, tasteless TV. Brutally embarrassing television. That's what BET stands for to me. Brutally embarrassing and tasteless television.
I agree.
That's all I could. And it has been that way for it has been that way for about almost the last 20 years.
Tyler Perry, come and save it. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah,
he got a lot of work to do to get actually grown people coming there and be entertained properly without this, with the gorillas and the people grinding on things on stage. It was just, from what I saw, which was clips. I didn't tune in, but I definitely saw clips and said, "This is an embarrassment." We need help.
It's not. It's definitely no black entertainment going on. Like it's a fiasco. It's a fiasco.
We gotta get out of here because we gonna get cut off. I got bills, but I like Beyonce. And this one's gonna be going. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tune in, log in, check us out, spread the word. We still around. See you next